for KD Chats here in downtown Toronto with actor Derek Bogart. How does it feel to have had such a positive response on the film that you were in, Tower?
It's pretty satisfying. I mean, so much of the film is about me. Like it's almost too much. Like I don't know. It's almost embarrassing at times just how present I am, how central and focal, and just how much the focus is on me. And to have it be this successful, it's hard not to have a bit of a swelled head about it, you know.
What was the casting process like for the film?
It was pretty unique. I mean, there was really no auditioning. Just sort of came down in a very informal way. Met the director and the producer, director Kaz Radvinsky. He's a very promising up-and-coming filmmaker, a Ryerson graduate. And so we basically just sat around for about 45 minutes and just sort of talked about the idea of how we're going to approach the film, no script, and just sort of talking about the character and how I might feel about working certain ways. And it just, they felt good about the talk with me, and they had talked to other actors, and they'd sort of tested out other people, and they thought that I was finally what they were looking for, not necessarily the age they were looking for. That was the funny thing about it. They were looking at maybe someone in their 20s, but they were so keen on me and what they thought I was bringing to the table that they decided to sort of remake the film for an old, like slightly older guy in the 30s.
And how did everything go on set while you were shooting? Were there any complications not having a script, or did it go more quickly than you anticipated?
I have nothing but good things to say about script-free. I mean, I guess it might be scary to some actors who maybe need that as a crutch, but I really enjoyed just the freedom of, we talked about what we wanted from a scene and maybe certain things we want to touch on, and then you just basically just went at it in a natural way, and everyone just sort of wrote their own lines essentially, because you just talked like a normal person, and we all thought that really created a really natural feel to what we were doing. So it was great.
What's your acting process like? How did you get into the character of Derek?
Well, this one wasn't too hard because I could bring certain real life aspects of me to this character. I mean, I was drawn to the role because I could relate to it in certain ways. And so it was basically just drawing on life experience for a lot of it. And yeah, but by the same token, some ways the character's not at all like me. Like the director would tell you that, but some ways it's not. So I'd like to think it's a really impressive performance on my part, both from life experience and stepping into shoes of another character.
And for those who may not have seen the film yet, how would you describe? I know. How would you describe the story of the film to them?
Well, some have said it's almost like Seinfeld in a way that it's kind of not about anything in particular. I mean, it's more of a character study. You're basically following this guy around as he goes through his very mundane existence. But I think a lot of interesting things happen. There's certain veins of story that we follow as we go along, like such as my character develops a rivalry with this raccoon that's damaging the garbage and stuff like that. And so, like, overall, it's about a character he's 30-something and he's having trouble really finding his place in life, his niche or whatever, or maybe he just doesn't want to. And he seems to want to refuse to engage, like life sort of beckons him to be involved and he chooses not to. Opportunities arrive and he just seems to want to settle into what he's doing and just almost a state of nothingness.
And what types of roles do you hope to take on in the future?
Well, hopefully just more varied roles. Like this is the first thing that I've really done that's really been noticed, but I hope that doesn't mean this is what people want out of me. I mean, I think I can bring a great deal of variety to the industry, and I'm hoping that just a lot of different opportunities that can possibly arise, hopefully.
And where's the best place to find out more information on you and on Tower online?
Yes, most importantly, if you go to MDFF is the production company. That's where you can find all the information on those guys, Kaz and Dan, who are the guys that make up the company. And you can find out a lot of information there as far as how Tower's doing and where it's going, where it's been, and maybe how to find out how you can see it if you haven't.
Thank you so much, Derek. Congratulations on all of the success, and best of luck with your upcoming projects.
Thank you very much.
I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for KD Chats here in downtown Toronto.